take a moment to reflect, what a win like that, what a playoff berth, what a Southeast Division title kind of means to this group of this organization after that moment on Sunday?
Absolutely did. We absolutely did. Being able to feel the energy first from the fans, how it felt for the organization, the excitement and the joy of these guys and what they had done because of the last week or so, and it wasn't going where everyone wanted it to go, but then we found a way to get it done in that order. Being able to do it at home in front of our fans for that final game, it was very big.
Ty Lue, when the Clippers were in town, called the playoffs a different season. Is that how you approach this, or how do you view this experience in the playoffs now?
Well, there's a great part about us being able to break the game down towards the end of the season. We were doing 5-game segments, so these guys understand what we were doing in each one of those segments. If we were playing good basketball or the things that we needed to improve. So we'll treat the playoffs very similar. It is its own season. It's a different beast, and guys that will understand that a little bit more once we get in there, but also knowing that we have to still do the things that got us to this point.
With a lot of these guys getting their first playoff experience ever, how do you kind of make sure the moment doesn't get too big for them and kind of continue to do the things that they've been doing all year?
I think in these moments, and we as a staff continue to talk about it, you just have to be more of who you are and what we've done to this point. We've been in big games, we've been in big moments, and you guys asked a lot of questions during the year when we played Sacramento, when we played the Clippers, when we played Golden State, when we go to Denver, when we play Minnesota at Minnesota. These are all big games that these guys have all been a part of. Some come away with wins, some come away with losses, but those all have been big moments that these guys have been a part of.
When you think about where you started when you got here, 3 years ago now, it's been 3 seasons, can you believe that this moment is happening kind of so quickly?
Yes, I can believe it.
Why is that?
Because it's the group that we have, and we never wanted to change courses. We focused on our work and who we were as a group, as an organization. We talked about being able to level up each and every single year, being able to work every single day, play with a sense of joy, play with a sense of passion for one another, to defend at a high level, to make sure we're sharing the basketball. And so that was whether we were winning or losing, but we stayed the same in how we embodied our work.
Jamal, you said it there, belief, right? This team has said from the beginning they believed they would be here. How important has their belief in self, belief in each other been? How important will it continue to be?
It's huge. I think anything you do in order to gain a level of success, you have to believe in what you're doing before you do it. And our guys really do believe before they even saw what it was going to be. Talking to a bunch of them this summer, that was the thought process. After coming off of what we did, the end of last year, they could see it, in front of them. And now their ability to recognize that now and having these meaningful games that throughout the year, they understood exactly what they have to do in these moments.
Those 4 regular season games with Cleveland, huge ball for those 4 matchups.
Well, the first time we played them, I think they shot the lights out. We shot 2 for 23 from 3. The next time we played them, I think it was an even matchup. There's been bodies out each and every single time. The next time we played them, it's just been back and forth the entire time, and so it's a 2-2 even split. But I think even with that, there's never been a full cast on either side. So you can take the concepts, you can take what they're going to do, what they're going to run, what we're going to run, how we're going to have to defend. Those concepts are one thing, but once you have a full cast and a team, then now it's about the adjustments once you've gotten into game 1.
How is the health of the team going in right now?
We're fully healthy.
How was practice today? What did you see?
I thought practice was fantastic. The guys did a great job of communicating, understanding what the game plan is going to be going in, how we want to execute, the things we need to take away, the things we're willing to live with, offensively, how we want to move and share the basketball. But the one thing that I continue to tell them is it's about us being more of who we've been, just detailing the work and not allowing us to beat ourselves.
You mentioned that about this team staying true to its identity. How do you balance that with preparing for a specific opponent and the kind of detail that the playoffs team will walk?
Well, I think, going in, playing them 4 times, going back and looking at some of that film, it goes back to being what the concepts are. How do we stop certain things? How do we execute a little bit better offensively in certain areas? So just tightening up on those details is what we're going to have to continue to do. And obviously they're going to make some adjustments, but you don't want to go into the game trying to overthink what they could possibly do or not do. You have to focus so much on what you're doing and how you can execute at a higher clip each and every single time you touch the floor.
Our celebration is over for making the playoffs. Have you noticed the guys more dialed in now, knowing what's on the line?
Yes, absolutely, yes.
Oftentimes, the coaches will look to crunch their rotations down for the playoffs. You played 11 guys on Sunday, and you feel confident and you have trust in everybody on the roster. But how do you look to make those adjustments yourself?
You make them in game. I think what happened, against Milwaukee is a lot of feel, a lot of understanding exactly what's happening within the game. And because we have such a deep team, and we've always said we're going to do it by committee, you trust anybody you put on the floor to do their job in that moment.
What do you remember about your first playoff series as a coach, and how has your response in the league kind of helped prepare you for this one?
First playoff series, I believe it in Denver. It might have been Utah. My first one. I gotta remember. I gotta go back and remember exactly what that was. I'm gonna remember. I'll get that done back to you.
But as a coach throughout the years being in the playoffs, how has that kind of prepared you and your staff for this moment?
It's the right type of preparation. I think a lot of times you want to make sure you're preparing the guys, but not flooding them with too much information, because you want them to focus on their instincts and their ability and their feel for the game more than you just want to flood them with a bunch of things that we already know. But you got to make it as simple as possible for these guys so they can go out and execute and have to take what the game is giving them versus overthinking what we've said. And that's been an important part for our guys, having all of the right information at the right time and being able to execute it the right way.
You got some Coach of the Year votes. How does that feel to be recognized by the other coaches in the league?
Well, first of all, congratulations to Mark. I think he's done a phenomenal job down there with those guys. The way in which they play, the style that they play, how they execute, how they're detailed, how they're prepared for every single game. He's done such a fantastic job with them. That's the biggest thing for me. I think just being able to be recognized amongst your peers, but just like guys that make an all-star game or they win, player of the week, you know that if you're recognized by your peers, it says a lot.
How critical will it be for your defense to pick up Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland so that you don't lose them, that you identify them early in your defensive center? Identifying and picking up Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell early, how important will that be defensively?
Well, I think it's big. You want to do anything that you can help yourself create an advantage within the game, but I'm not going to give you the game plan now. So that if anybody picks this one up, they can run back to it and tell exactly what we're going to do. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.